Miss Galapani, and we are the kindergarten team.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cranston.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Romano.
Hi, I'm Miss Corney.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Sorkin.
Welcome to our kindergarten overview for the 2020-2021 school year.
We've put together this brief overview to share the kindergarten curriculum with you.
Although we don't know yet what next year will look like, we want to assure you that we will be here to support your child and your family and have a seamless transition to kindergarten.
Some of the topics we're going to go over are phonics, writing, reading, math, social studies, and science.
Thank you for viewing our videos. We encourage you to visit psms114.org for more information.
Hi families, my name is Miss Galapani, and today I am here to talk to you about our TC Phonics program that we do here for our kindergartners. Our TC Phonics program follows the same workshop model as our reading and writing programs do. And with our workshop model, there is a mini lesson, then there's active engagement where the student and the teacher both participate in the lesson. Then there's a link that goes with it to kind of give the whole synopsis of the lesson. And then there's a share out part with the students share what they did for their work for that lesson. And then there's also a rug club, which is where students engage independently with each other in groups, and they work on the skills that they are learning to enhance their knowledge of that skill. So every day we have rug clubs where after our mini lesson, we break out into those groups and they work independently, and the teacher walks around and collects data at this time. Also, in our phonics units, the topics that we cover are that students will be able to identify and name the sounds and letters of the entire alphabet. They will also learn to identify blends and digraphs within words. Also, they will know CVC words, word families, snap words, which will help them also in their reading and their writing, syllables in a word, and long and short vowel sounds, and identify which one is a long and which one is a short, and how they can find them in a word. And they also will touch upon rhyming words. These are the topics that we cover throughout the year for phonics. And the TC Phonics program is a great program which is fun and engaging for all the students and teachers as well. And we look forward to learning all of these fun activities this year. Talk to you soon.
Hi families, my name is Miss Courtney, and today I'm going to be telling you all about writing in kindergarten next year. So our writing curriculum comes from Columbia University Teachers College, and it is so much fun. So when we're talking about writing in kindergarten, we're not talking about handwriting or spelling. So we go over handwriting in the phonics unit, and when it comes to spelling, the only thing that they really learn how to spell are high-frequency words, so words that you find often in reading. Those are the only ones that they're going to be held accountable for. Writing in kindergarten is about giving students their voices. It's about building an ability to plan and structure their ideas in writing in a way that really amplifies what message they want to put out into the world. We want them to leave kindergarten feeling confident in what they need to say and write. It is a very exciting process to watch, and we must be patient because it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of practice. So to start the process for students that are still learning to become fluent in letter sounds, we first have them telling the story orally and drawing pictures. Pictures are the first stepping stones to telling a story. And also, if you are able to say the story out loud, you are able to write the story. So oral rehearsal is something that we really practice in the beginning of the year. So once they start working on their letter sounds and they build their confidence up, we then want them to start experimenting with those sounds in their writing. First, they'll begin by labeling their pictures, and then we move on to short, simple sentences, and then longer sentences, and then 2 sentences. And then by the end of the year, your child will have a book full of sentences and pages, and they will have a strong writer's voice. Writing in kindergarten is not just mastering simple sentences. That's just something that we use to help build their foundation. It's more about teaching students to attempt new things, such as being a brave speller and trying to write those super tricky words that are hard to spell. Children want to talk and write about things that interest them, and oftentimes in order to write about those things, they need to step out of their comfort zone of high-frequency words, and they need to dive into the letter sounds to write their ideas down. We're not really worried about spelling in kindergarten. We only want the children to be true to themselves and to feel confident writing what they truly want to write. So, some of the units that we'll be working on this year are narrative writing, where the students will tell true stories about themselves and write it. Then we'll move on to informative writing, where the students will be teaching their readers how to do something they love and about all the things that they're experts on. And then persuasive writing, where they convince us of things that are important to them, such as why Miss Wellsome should have the cafeteria staff serve cookies every day for lunch. So we are so excited for your children to come to our classrooms and for us to work with them and help build their voices. It's going to be a really great year.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Cranston, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Teachers College Reading Program. This is a workshop model where there's a mini lesson to teach a skill, and then active engagement, which is time for the children to practice the skill independently, with a partner, and with teacher support. We start off the year with our We Are Readers unit. In this unit, we read emergent storybooks as a class, such as Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, The Three Little Bears, Three Billy Goats Gruff, The Carrot Seed, Harry the Dirty Dog, and much, much more. The children learn to read these books by looking at the pictures and retelling the story. They begin to use exact words from the story and change their voices to sound like the storybook characters. Then we move on to our Superpowers unit, where the children are taught strategies and skills to read leveled books independently. The children practice these skills at home as well as at school. They're given book baggies that have leveled readers based on their independent reading level. We read independently each day in class to build our stamina. We call this private reading. We also practice partner reading, which is working with a partner to hone our skills and give support and encouragement to our peers. In order to find their independent and instructional reading levels, each child is assessed individually using the Fountas and Pinnell reading assessment. The children continue to practice their reading skills and strategies in the next 2 units called Building Bigger Reading Muscles and Becoming Avid Readers. They learn to build stamina to read for an extended period of time. They begin to read longer books with more challenging words and more challenging stories. Our goal at the end of kindergarten is for the children to build enough stamina to read independently for 15 to 20 minutes. At the end of each unit, we celebrate our accomplishments with a parade around the school building or in our classroom. The teachers at PS 114 are very excited about our reading program. We feel it's a well-rounded curriculum that teaches children to be independent thinkers and lifelong readers.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Sorkin, and today I'm going to tell you about our math curriculum in kindergarten. To help build a strong foundation of number sense, we begin the year with supertizing. Supertizing is the ability to recognize how many. This skill helps students to see numbers and patterns, which will help as they begin adding and subtracting later on in our school year. We count up to and beyond the 100 days of school and use the calendar daily to support students with pattern recognition and counting. We learn about numbers starting with 0, going up to 10. We study how to count, read, write, recognize, and compare numbers. We use various manipulatives, such as counters, to help develop a better understanding of these numbers. We sort and classify objects into categories based on their similarities. We add and subtract using different strategies and learn the plus, minus, and equal sign. We write as well as draw equations and use them to explain adding and subtracting. After that, we study how to read, write, recognize, count, and compare numbers going from 11 through 20. We use these numbers to create and solve equations. We relate what we teach during math time to the real world by studying coin values such as the penny, nickel, dime, and quarter. Finally, we use the attributes of 2- and 3-dimensional shapes to identify, analyze, and describe shapes. The kindergarten team looks forward to working with you and your child on these different math topics this coming school year.
Hi, families. I'm Mrs. Romano. I'm one of the special education teachers at PSMS 114, and I currently teach on the kindergarten grade. I'm here to speak with you today about two programs that we use as part of the kindergarten curriculum. The first program is our social studies program. We follow the New York State curriculum, and 4 of the units that we will study in the year are school and community, self and others, family, and the neighborhood. These topics are addressed through a variety of ways, such as community building activities, read alouds, and group projects. The second program I'd like to speak to you about is the science curriculum that we use. We follow the New York State science curriculum, which covers several topics through the use of literature and a variety of hands-on projects and STEAM activities, which stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So several of the topics that we will cover are living versus non-living things, life cycles, plants and seeds, 5 senses, and animals and their habitats. Families, it's Mrs. Romano, and I'm back to speak with you about social emotional development. Although we've heard lots about academic development in our curriculum, we know that social emotional development is equally as important as academic development. Studies show that having a high EQ, or emotional quotient, is a better indicator of greater success in life than having a high IQ. So as teachers, we do try to do everything we can to promote increase in social emotional development and really try to help support building your child's EQ. Through modeling, literature, and group activities, we teach and promote several different concepts. Growth mindset, really kind of trying again and believing you can do something, inclusion, respect, kindness, and teamwork. Coming to kindergarten is a life-changing event for your child and for you. And so I've put together some tips or strategies that you can work on over the summer with your child. It's called How to Help Your Child Succeed in Kindergarten, and you can find this sheet of 7 ideas that you can use or strategies that you can use over the summer to help support your child's development. You can find it on the PSMS 114 website with the kindergarten orientation paperwork. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is to really practice and promote independence with your child, especially in the bathroom and in the lunchroom. So while your child is eating. We don't know what next year will look like, but we do know that in years past, if your child is feeling nervous about entering a large space like that, being able to kind of manipulate their own items, such as their lunchbox or their thermos or water bottle, really does promote a feeling of independence and a sense of calm. Like, I know what to do here. And so practicing that at home with you is really important. Unzipping lunchboxes, opening water bottles, opening thermoses. And it's the same with using the bathroom. Learning how to use the fasteners on their pants, or even just using elastic waist pants in the beginning initially, so that the children don't have a hard time manipulating fasteners. So it's really important for you to practice that with your child. So knowing what to do really does provide this sense of calm and this feeling of, I can do this. The second thing I want to talk to you about is over the summer, play games with your child, but let them lose. Losing is a really hard skill to learn. Some adults I know are still working on that. And here's the thing. Kindergarten in a class full of 25 other children is not the place where you want to learn that losing is something that can happen to you for the first time. It is incredibly stressful, and it takes some time to really absorb the concept. And so this is something that you want to practice at home with your child. It's a really great skill to learn how to be a good loser and a graceful winner. So that can definitely happen during play. The third thing is to allow your child to make mistakes and then let them try to figure out a solution. Now, you have to gauge your judgment, use your judgment, and gauge how you respond to these situations. If it's something serious, you're certainly going to need to support them. But if it's something like trying to get a shoe on, fit things in a toy box, things like that, let them try to work it out. We know as adults that we learn best by making mistakes. It helps you to kind of form different pathways in your brain when you're trying different strategies. I know that if I'm cooking a recipe and I'm just, and I make a mistake, I know to remember that for the next time so that I really don't make the same mistake again. And so with children, it sometimes takes lots of repetition, but we do really learn from our mistakes. So that's something that you should feel comfortable allowing your child to do and actually cultivate, make that in an environment where kids feel comfortable making mistakes, and figuring out how to solve a problem based around that. So the fourth thing is to delay gratification. In kindergarten, whether we're in a school building or at home, kids wait a lot. They wait on Zoom calls to talk. They wait to use a special item. They wait to speak. They wait to use the bathroom. All of these things are really difficult. There is a lot of waiting, and that is a skill that needs to be practiced, and we need to kind of build upon that, right? And so you can work on that at home. One of the strategies that we use at school is called first then statements. So if your child wants something like a snack, you can build their endurance for waiting by saying, first put your shoes away, then you can have your snack. Or if they want to build with Legos, first read your book, and then you can play with Legos. So they understand the concept that if they want something, something has to happen first, and it really does delay their gratification. The fifth thing I want to speak to you about is practice taking turns while speaking and playing. And again, whether we're virtual or in a real school building next year, these are skills that kids really need to practice. It is really hard to wait your turn to speak when you have such great ideas, right? And they really do. And so learning how to kind of wait and use signals to let someone know that you want to speak is a very positive way of interacting. It's also respectful of other speakers. And so at home, you can practice that in your daily life at the dinner table, while you're on a walk, and really kind of make children aware of that. Number 6 is to encourage play, to limit technology and television as much as possible. In today's world, we know that technology and television definitely do have a place, but that should not be the biggest thing that your child is engaging in each day. This year, we know that children had a lot of screen time that was necessary. And so recreationally, we really do want children to be involved in different types of multisensory play, building with blocks, playing with sand, going in the water, doing active play, and learning for young children does really stick best when it's done in a multisensory approach. And so play is the predecessor to that. So really, when they get older, you're never going to get them off their phone. So take this time back now while you can. And the 7th thing is to read to your child. We will teach your children how to read, but you need to teach them how to love reading. Nothing can replace the feeling of a child crawling into the lap of a loved one to hear a story. That warm, fuzzy feeling will always kind of really go along with listening to a story being read or reading themselves. And it really does make a connection for children who are trying to read and learning how to read. So that is something that is really important. That builds your listening skills, and it's also really laying the foundation for literacy. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help. Have a great day.